1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we welcome you in. The new drug today is all kind of things like the Brady Cook era begins. Oh, Brady Cook bringing the heat's what he's doing.
Looking that way.
I mean, Brady Cook, play fakes, you better cover the deep
So
ball.
you saw him in an all-star game?
I did.
What's his story? I don't even remember where he played.
He played at Missouri,
Okay.
and then I had him at the Hula Bowl.
Yeah, and you weren't impressed.
He and Peyton Thorne from Auburn were the two quarterbacks, and we're pretty average.
Yeah.
Pretty average.
So you're not worried?
I think Brady Cook is probably not headed to Canton.
Yeah.
That'd be my guess.
So a lot of Breece Hall.
Do you remember him at Missouri?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't remember
I
anything
do.
about Missouri.
Nothing.
Just a guy.
You shrug of a shoulder.
Just a guy.
Exactly.
Just a guy. But I mean,
I'm shocked that he's in the NFL.
yeah. I mean, the fact that they have the real fact is that they have to play Brady Cook. I mean, we've seen so much of that these days.
Did Glenn? I haven't even seen. Did Glenn rule? I know Taylor and Fields aren't practicing, but
that's all. That's all.
Okay.
He didn't rule anybody out. He just said that
He's been real weird with the media all year.
He's been
anyway.
chippy. I didn't know, but he was so highly regarded that whole Detroit staff was, not just Ben Johnson. That whole Detroit staff was so highly regarded, and Dan Campbell's such an effervescent guy, tough guy, but charismatic guy. I didn't realize Aaron Glenn was chippy guy.
Yeah.
And apparently he is.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. So, but yeah, I mean, I saw the number. The number's 12.5. I in a national football
And
league,
I would lay it.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, that, in a national football league game, the number's 12.5.
Well, I mean, again, it's you talk about a Jets defense that's 30th against the run. So the Jaguars, who they've dropped to 15th in the run, but we know that it can be effective, particularly when the matchup favors them. So you got to think the Jaguars can be able to run the ball. The Jaguar passing game is starting to come into form at a high level, so they should be pretty balanced at what they can throw the Jets. The Jets don't get takeaways. We talked about that yesterday. They have 2 on the season. They've yet to intercept a pass, which is the most stunning stat that I've seen this season, that we're this deep into the year, and the Jets do not have an interception. So they're minus 15 in turnover margin. The Jags are plus 8. Those numbers tend to, you don't often see a lot of fluctuation this deep into the season. If you're a team that's able to win that battle, you probably are going to win it against a team that can't. So it's just hard to see the Jets' path unless Breece Hall accounts for 225 yards of offense. But again, they're going up against the NFL's number one ranked run defense. Yeah. So the Jets have great special teams. I know, that's an area that sometimes we gloss over. So maybe that's their path to at least staying in the game, is really in every phase, kicking, punting, return. They're incredible. They've blocked a field goal for a touchdown. They've returned 2 punts. They've returned a kickoff. Their field goal kicker has only missed like 1 all year in terms of extra points or field goals. Maybe that, is if you're looking for how does it happen, maybe it starts with, but again, the Jaguar special teams have been good.
I mean, I was thinking about this when I saw the 12.5 and some of the matchups. I mean, they lead the league in run defense. Did you see the ESPN Power Poll yesterday? ESPN had their power rankings.
I don't think so.
ESPN had the power rankings out. Jags are 8th.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's top quadrant.
Yeah. I mean, they have them, and here let me tell you who's right behind them. The Philadelphia Eagles are behind them. The Bears are behind them. The Detroit Lions are behind them. The Houston Texans are behind them. The Chargers are behind them. Now that's a pretty good group of teams that are and I think, without being a homer here, that's about right. We don't. I mean, that says they're one of the 8 best teams in the, according to ESPN, who did their power poll for this week. It's a weekly thing. The Rams are 1, as they should be. The Patriots are 2. The Seahawks are 3. I wouldn't argue with any of those. I mean, the Patriots are playing really well right now. Broncos are 4. That'd be anybody's top 4, no matter what order you have them in. Whatever order, the Rams, Seahawks, Patriots, and Broncos, pick your order. But that would be anybody's top 4, right?
Yeah.
Well, 4 spots later, got the Packers 5. I would probably have them behind. If it was me, I'd have the Bills ahead of the Packers, but that's okay. They have the Packers 5, Bills 6. The 49ers ahead of the Jags. I don't know if I'd have that. The Jags beat them head-to-head out there with Brock Purdy. And then the Jags 8. So the world is kind of taking notice, I guess is where I'm going with this, that this is one of the best handful of teams in the National Football League.
Yeah, I would agree. And, again, in terms of seeding, if you're the 3 seed in the AFC, then that means you have a case to be as high as 5.
That's right. That's right.
Now, again, there are wild cards. Seattle's a great example of a team that isn't winning their division, so they're further down in the NFC seed list, and a lot of people believe they're one of the top 3 or 4 teams in football. But still, I think it's very fair, and it goes back to, it's really interesting how this team has noticed the lack of attention that they receive nationally.
Yeah,
the head coach has brought it up unsolicited, which tells you all you need to know about it. So it's a rallying cry. Albert Breer had that tweet a few days ago where he went through the AFC playoff picture and totally left the Jags out of it.
Didn't even mention them.
Yeah, and then somebody was like, "Hey, the Jaguars are the 3 seed," and he was like, "My bad, you're right. I'm sorry, the Jaguars." But it's par for the course.
And Liam Cohen, who is so good at finding things to push their buttons, used it to push their buttons. He's so good at that. So I'm with you. I love where they are. They're quietly and efficiently there. I do like the fact that people aren't going, whoa, look what the Jags are doing. I like that. You know that? I like the fact that that rather than people jumping up and going, I can't believe this, because that's what you say about a really crappy team that has a good year. That's what, no offense to Vanderbilt, but that's what people said about Vanderbilt because they're not used to them being there. I'd rather people say, yep, Jaguars are right, 49ers, Jaguars, you know what I mean? It's not shocking people, and I like the fact that it is. And again, they now have their 3rd winning season in the last 4 years. Somehow that's gotten lost.
Well, it's because one of the winning seasons was such a disappointment.
Good point. Very good point.
So that's why that one doesn't feel like a winning season.
Very good point.
But it was technically.
Yeah, you're right. That is why, because that one ended so badly. But the bottom line is, it is a team that's had 3 winning seasons in the last 4, and certainly that doesn't appear to have any. It's not like you're playing with a 42-year-old quarterback and it's about to end, right?
Right.
It's not like you got a bunch of guys on expiring contracts that you can't afford. It doesn't have the look of something that's going to end. It has a look of a beginning. And I think it does.
And again, to the disrespect card, Liam is going to be able to keep playing it at least. There was no in the locker room today in the media availabilities. There wasn't the national horde has not started to make its way down to Jacksonville at all to do some big story or anything. At least that we saw today. And so
that's just fine, by the way.
Yeah, I think they'll continue to fly under the radar, and and it'll be interesting to see maybe next week if they beat the Jets, which they should, but if they take care of business and get to a 10th win, maybe you see a little bit of that with them going to Denver. That might be a game that really gets the national media's attention in terms of a spotlight game where it's broken down, all week long. But right now they're just quietly doing their business.
Now, we'll talk about that in the program in just a minute. You're going to hear from Trayvon Walker. I got a lot of thought about the defensive line. I want to bounce that off you after the break, and we're going to hear from Trayvon as well. That comes up in the program today. We'll talk Gator basketball. The Gators lost one yesterday. A very interesting start to their season. I'm going to kind of give you my thoughts on it. I want to get yours as well. In the same game they've been playing, they play a really good team, sort of on the road, get behind, catch up, a lead for a while, and then don't make one play at the end of the game. But I got some thoughts on that. We'll certainly get to that. John Summerall's staff starting to come together. The J.J. LaSelva out of North Central Ocala, to date, Eddie Murray and Boog Powell have been the 2 first basemen of note for the Baltimore Orioles. That's about to change, isn't it?
I love what's happening to the Mets.
Yeah.
I mean, they're losing their best hitter, arguably their best pitcher yesterday. And, I mean, I've seen Mets fans just going ballistic. Yeah.
I didn't see this one coming, though.
I didn't.
I thought.
I don't know what I expected because he seemed like a guy that was a Met for life. Maybe he'd go back, but I really didn't see too much about him coming back.
The Orioles
I'm not really shocked.
The Orioles have an interesting heritage. You don't talk about them the way you do the Yankees, Dodgers, Red Sox, Cubs, whoever. Yet they are a real tradition-rich franchise. I mean, this is Frank Robinson and Brooks Robinson and Jim Palmer and the 420 game winners and
Cal Ripken Jr.
and Ripken and Murray.
And even the ballpark is iconic.
And the ballpark is totally iconic. It was the first one. Camden Yards was the first one that was a new park looking like the old park. You're exactly right. So yeah, they're an interesting franchise.
Pete Alonso's who we're talking about.
Yeah. I guess I should say that, shouldn't I? I didn't get to that. Pete Alonso,
150 mil.
5 years, 155.
He's got a case as like one of the greatest Gators in terms of pro sports.
Oh yeah,
ever.
Really does. That's a great point. And I will tell you, other than what Schwarber has now become,
he's a right-handed Schwarber.
He's a right-handed, but he is. But he's probably the first guy that when he walks up, I'm convinced he's going to hit a home run, probably since McGuire.
As a Braves fan, tell me about it.
You're convinced he's going to hit a home run. When he comes up, you're convinced he's going to hit a home run. So that's a great call, by the way. As far as best, you take Emmett and some of the superstars off the top.
Yeah, Emmett would be one.
But after that, and
I'm not counting Olympic sports, no disrespect. But in football, basketball,
that's a great
baseball.
call. I hadn't thought about it till you said it. He's right in the conversation. That's a really good point. So a lot to talk about today on the program. But when we come back, let's talk about the Jaguar defensive front. Let's talk about Trayvon Walker, Jags and Jets upcoming. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
4th and goal at the 1. They set up in the eye.
When you add up the moments and break down the best,
It's a hostile environment.
you're left with a performance-painting, high-performance play of the game
Up in the air, it is caught!
on 1010XL. Now, the Florida Gator Report on 1010XL, brought to you by San Jose Collision.
Following a disappointing season, the Gators football program has shifted full focus on to 2026. New head coach John Summerall has both of his coordinators in place, hiring Georgia Tech's Buster Faulkner as OC and Kentucky's Brad White as DC. The Gators also locked up the number 15 recruiting class in the nation, according to 247 Sports, signing 17 of their 18 scholarship commitments on early signing day.
I'm Julie Harrell. I grew up here in Jacksonville and have seen our city grow as well as the number of car crashes. If you need help after a crash, choose a law firm with an actual office here. Lawyers you can meet with face-to-face and who specialize in personal injury. At Harrell & Harrell, we've been here for nearly 40 years, developing relationships with local doctors, law enforcement, helping people just like you. If you've been injured in a crash, call Harrell & Harrell. Offices Jacksonville.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 10th, 2016, Lamar Jackson wins the 82nd Heisman Trophy Award, the youngest player to do so at 19 years old.
Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi are on a mission to sell 2,000 vehicles this December. I've instructed my team to take every reasonable offer. We won't lose your business over price. Thousands of cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to move. Get year-end savings, top dollar for your trade, and the easiest car buying experience ever. But hurry, these deals end when we hit 2,000 and we ain't leaving nothing on the table. Make it a December to remember only at Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi.
Make this Christmas unforgettable with Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert, presenting the Ghosts of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more. A fusion of rock and classical with a heartwarming Christmas tale. December 11th, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert.
Don't ignore plumbing leaks. They can lead to mold and mildew or structural damage and drain your wallet. So when you have a leak and can't wait a week, call Roland Reich Plumbing. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
The 12 Days of Craze of Christmas is back and better than ever at Best Bet. From December 12th to the 23rd, Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine are lighting up the tables with our much-anticipated High Hands promotion, giving away over $250,000 in cash. The excitement continues to grow each day, starting at $1,200 and climbing up to $2,300 every hour. See all the exciting details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
How do you know that your roof is ready for the next big storm? You don't. That's why you need to call me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We'll assess your roof and fix those issues before they become storm disasters. Visit BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roofing quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
Hey, folks, it's Frank Frangie. Now, I've been telling you about my daughter, Amber, and she's been telling you how much weight she's dropped with Awaken 180. It's hard to believe. Even in football season, even when she hangs out with her friends, and even when she tailgates and does all that stuff, She's still losing weight. You can even drink alcohol. Can you believe that? Well, Awaken 180 shows you how to swap calories, not flavor. You have to be disciplined, but they make it easy. Amber and I talk about this all the time. She can't believe how easy it is, and she's so excited about it. But what I will tell you is it's really working. I see how excited she is. I see the look on her face. I see how her self-esteem has changed and her confidence. It's one of the greatest things that's ever happened with my daughter, and it means that much to me. Now, Awaken 180 programs are reimbursable with your HSA or FSA, and those HSA dollars expire December 31st. Don't leave money on the table. Call Awaken 180 today and kickstart your transformation before the new year. Call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800, or go to awaken180weightloss.com.
This football season, Hurricane Grill and Wings is your game day getaway. Catch every play with the perfect drink in hand. Handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita, Spicy Guavarita, Old Fashioned, or the Red Bullerita. Beer more your style to watch the games? Enjoy an ice cold Bud Light. Game day cocktails and Bud Light specials are here all season long at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find a restaurant near you at hurricanewings.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Back to a Coyle and Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
Oh, man, I saw all those Coyle folks out there at our Bregan baseball complex that are redoing all the fencing out there. They are so good at their job. Commercial fencing, residential fencing, 904-356-4821 or CoyleJacks.com. Good folks. My buddy Eric Gedemy bought the company, and they've grown it, and they're doing so many good things. They've been doing it forever, and they continue to do it. And again, they do so much work for us, both personally and professionally. 904-356-4821 or CoyleJacks.com. Always a Coyle and Sons fencing company Wednesday on this program. Oh, I'm excited about Sunday afternoon at the bank. You going?
Absolutely.
You going to go?
I will be there.
You going to be at your seat, your press box seat, as always?
I will be there by, it's funny. Ironically enough, I usually get there right at 10:10.
Yeah, look at you. Look at you. It's
Company
all
man.
It's all coming together.
Kickoff showing. I get done with the kickoff show at like 9:53.
Yeah.
And it takes me about 17 minutes to get
coming together,
driven over there, walk in,
can't wait to the
get
ball
up
game.
to the press box. So, yeah.
You want a ticket? You need tickets? You good?
I'm good, but I'm sure.
All right, you want tickets? If you're listening right now, driving down the road, you want tickets? I want to ask a question. How about this? Total number of interceptions the New York Jets have this year as a team. Give me the total number, 641-1010. First person to ask. You're going to the ball game. I'm giving you 2 tickets. It's a tough question. Total number of interceptions that the New York Jets have as a team this year. Just give me a number. And if you get the number right,
probably like at least 5.
641.
They're almost done with the season.
641-1010 is the number. There's a lot of digits in those numbers. 641-1010. Pick a few of them. First person to give me the answer. Oh, they're ringing like crazy. I wonder if anyone knows that answer. You're going to the ball game.
Let us know if Aaron Glenn wins the contest.
You know what's interesting? I worried at length about the Jags' defensive front. Both fronts, really. They rebuilt the offensive front through free agency and ultimately the draft when Wyatt Milam and Jonah Monheim become regulars. At some point, that's going to happen. But for today, for the here and now, Robert Hainsey, Patrick McCary, Cole Van Lanen's been there, but he's really emerging. But that defensive front, which I thought last year wasn't very good for whatever reason. Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines-Allen, 2 high draft picks, first-round draft picks, the way they're playing as ends. Devon Hamilton, who's playing his best football since before he got ill in that trip to Detroit years ago. And Eric Armstead, who everybody was beating up. Hey, that group has played really well.
Absolutely. Zach Ricketts, by the way, knows the answer.
He does.
He texted, yeah. So well done, Zach.
Zach's all over.
Yeah, he's all
Zach's
over.
all over this stuff.
I think, look, I mean, I'm stunned that they lead the NFL in run defense. Who saw that coming? I mean, that's remarkable. I honestly don't think it's gotten enough attention.
I agree with you.
Even locally,
Yeah.
the fact that the Jacksonville Jaguars are stopping the run better than any team in the NFL with a first-time defensive coordinator and Anthony Campanile, who obviously is a total star and rising, and yeah, the personnel obviously deserves all the credit. Devon Hamilton's had a great year, but it extends beyond him, and Trayvon Walker will be has been a big part of that missed time, but certainly is now back to being a big part of that. And yeah, I mean, if a team can't run on you at all, makes it tough. It's a basic tenet of football. I mean, the game has changed. It's become more pass happy, but there will always be something too. If you're the best at stopping the run, you will win a lot of games.
How's Trayvon Walker playing?
I mean, I think he's got a chance to get the rust off last week. So, I mean, I think he's always going to be a force because he's just so physically gifted. But I would imagine that he's probably still a couple weeks away from probably being I mean, he's to have to deal with two different injuries, an upper body and a lower body in the same season. That's going to make it tough. But yeah, I mean, look, he could go out there. The Jets have a couple young tackles. They are first round guys, but young tackles that are still kind of trying to find their way. Wouldn't be the least bit surprised if the Jaguars got after, particularly if it's Brady Cook.
Yeah.
I mean, with Fields and Taylor, I mean, the Jets have given up a ton of sacks, but there is some escapism there. I wouldn't think with Brady Cook it's to that level.
I don't know if Trayvon is ever going to be the bendy, twitchy, pass rush guy that's going to get 15 to 18 sacks. I just don't know that's how he's built. But he plays hard, and he is a physical monster, man. He is tough, physical. I mean, he really is. He blows you up. He's hard to block because he's more physical than you no matter who you are. He really is. He is that guy. Trayvon Walker, a big part of that Jaguars defense. He really is.
And by the way, just in this interview, it was a cheery locker room, as you would imagine, with a team on a hot streak. Devon Hamilton makes a little bit of an appearance.
Made a cameo?
A little cameo in the middle of this one.
All right, Trayvon Walker and Devon Hamilton, the subject of this Hayes Carline one-on-one.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars defensive end Trayvon Walker here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
Doing great. It was so much fun seeing you back out there on Sunday. How did you feel like it went?
I felt like it went pretty good. Obviously, I always feel like I have room for improvement. I felt like you knew that was coming, but definitely, I had fun being back out there with the guys, and felt great.
And a great victory, Trayvon. What was it like celebrating that win with your teammates?
Man, that win was major, obviously, because it was the next game. We want to just keep attacking it like that, next game mentality, but we're just trying to keep stacking them at this point. Then, like I said, me getting back healthy, being out there with my teammates, being able to help, it's always a little bit of frustration, not being able to. You prep with your teammates, and then once they really get in the battlefield, you really want to be there for them. So it felt great being back with them to help them.
Absolutely, and the team has really gotten hot. How cool is it? 5-1 coming out of the bye, 1-4 straight. What do you like about this group?
Peaking at the right time. That's the best that I can say for that. This time of year, this is where you want everything to start clicking. You want to start getting guys back healthy. You want to start getting everybody in the mix and coming closer together. So I feel like we're peaking at the right time, for sure.
Josh has certainly been playing some really good football. What have you seen out of Hines Allen's game lately?
Man, he's just not. He's. I wouldn't say he's not staying complacent. He's always striving to be better than he has been, and that's what I think is going to show. Obviously, he broke the record a couple weeks ago. Now you just see him continuously keep climbing. Like you said, you want to see everybody start to peak at this time of year as well.
You guys are leading the NFL in run defense, Trayvon. What's gone into being so good at stopping the opponent's ground game?
Like I said, everybody's just been attached as one link. We all doing our job, and not only just doing our job, but nobody's staying blocked. You feel like if you get guys that's not staying blocked and getting off of blocks, making plays, that way you don't have to have your linebackers and your safeties and corners involved. I feel like you're doing something good up front. So I just feel like as long as we continuously gel together and play our assignment and then shedding off of blocks, I feel like we'll continuously be good in the run.
What stands out to you about the way that Campanile prepares you guys week in and week out?
It's just treating, like I say, it's treating every week the same. Like, we're not treating no different. Obviously, we know we face different opponents every week, but it's more so about us than focusing on what the opponents do. We just come into the week and we lock in on the details that we have to do within the scheme of our defense to be the best that we can be.
What kind of season is Devon Hamilton having, in your opinion?
I feel like D-Ham, he's one of those guys that kind of gets swept under the radar. He does a lot of the nasty work, and D-Ham, he's playing exceptional, taking on double teams, things of that nature. And he's one of those guys that you rely on for stopping the run. And like I said, he's one of those guys that he is the best in the league that knows plan to run, and I feel like he's doing a great job.
What stands out about Trayvon? Devon?
He's just a cool dude. Super cool. Super Georgian.
Yes, sir.
Just super cool dude. Appreciate it. Like, honestly.
Let's talk about the Jets. Obviously, they've won 3 of their last 6 games, so 3-3 in their last 6. What kind of improvement are you seeing out of the Jets when you watch their offensive film?
Like I say, this is the time of year where if things start to click, this is when you want everything to start clicking together. But like I said, it's not about what they do. It's all about what we do as Jaguars.
In terms of getting after the quarterback, Trayvon, they've got a couple of young, talented first-round tackles. Anything stand out when you watch those guys on film that makes them unique?
There's some big guys. Obviously, they feel like they have pretty good feet and things of that nature. They're long, length, size, obviously. I feel like they're starting to understand the NFL as well too. From playing them last year to seeing some of their tape this year, I feel like they're starting to understand the nuances of the NFL itself now. But like I said, I'm going to always revert back to it. It's not about them. It's all about us.
Well, Trayvon, it's great to see you, and I know everybody's glad that you're back out there, and certainly best of luck to you on Sunday.
Sir, thank you.
Yeah, great catching up with Trayvon Walker, and it's great having him back on the field. And again, if you're leading the NFL in run defense and you get Trayvon Walker back and healthy, my guess is you're going to continue to lead the NFL in run defense. And I obviously we know that he can contribute as a pass rusher as well.
It's hard to beat a team that's the most physical team on the field, Hayes. It's hard to beat the more physical team. And I will tell you, you're going to have games where it doesn't play out that way. They have. But the Jags have a physical football team, man. That is one physical bunch. And it's hard to beat a team. I expect them to be. Do you feel this way? And when I call the games, we're always, we're not behind glass. It's open, and our press box here locally, in Jacksonville is perfect. You're right on the 50. So you feel like you're touching them, and you hear it. I expect them to hit harder than the other guys. I don't know that in the first 31 years. I know in the Coughlin years I felt that way. I can tell you this, in the early Del Rio days I really felt that way, right? But I don't know that over 31 years there's been that many days when I felt when all those years watching the Steelers, I generally felt, even when the Steelers weren't as good, that they were going to hit harder than the team they played. Watching the Ravens, like every game they've ever played, I always felt they were going to hit harder than the team they played. Watching some of the Vrabel Titan teams, and even the Titans teams before that, the Steve McNair teams, I always felt like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I always felt like they were going to hit harder than the team they played. That group of the Steelers, Ravens, Titans for that stretch there, you felt like they were going to hit you harder than the teams that back in the old days. The Raiders were that way. They were going to hit you hard. I feel like the Jags are that team. I feel like the Jags are going to hit you harder then you're going to hit them. They're going to be the more physical team. Do you feel that way watching them?
Yeah,
this group?
It's a great point that you bring up, because they do feel like if this team was in Pittsburgh, they'd be, not that they're not beloved. The fans are giving them a ton of appreciation, but they'd be more in that line of a Steelers club.
Yeah.
They're going to dominate the ground game, and they'll be the more physical team. And like we've talked about, this team has been the more physical team, I would say, in every game except 2.
Yeah.
And because I even think they were really more physical in the Houston game. It just became a 7-on-7 game.
I do too.
When Houston got down and the Jaguars couldn't get up. But it wasn't like Houston blew them off the ball.
Agreed.
And so, yeah, they are. They're playing incredibly physical football, and Liam Cohen deserves credit for that, in terms of the complete culture change and the identity change that this franchise has had in a very positive way.
We'll take a break. We'll talk Gator basketball. The Gators lost another close one to another really good team. They're 5-4 now. So what's ahead for the Gator basketball team, and why are they good where they're good and bad where they're bad? We'll discuss it after this.
It's the ride home with The Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hey friends, Frank Frangie here. You know me. I don't mess around when it comes to taking care of business. Well, if your plumbing or AC company is giving you excuses, it's time to make a trade. Call the pros at Duck Duck Rooter. They're the trusted partner for some of the biggest commercial names in Northeast Florida. Their office team keeps billing smooth, and their field techs show up ready to fix the problem fast and right. Bring in the starters with Duck Duck Rooter, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 904-862-6769. 904-862-6769. Tell them Frank sent you.
Like many football fans in Jacksonville, I love defense. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to tell you that defense in the courtroom is important as well. That's because penalties for DUI are much more serious than penalties on the gridiron. If you or someone you know is facing a DUI, call us for a free case analysis now. Know before you blow 858-9818. Put my more than 20 years of experience to work for you. Office is Jacksonville, serving all surrounding counties. Call 858-9818 or go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Hey, it's Joe C. The chill is in the air and your backyard can still be the heart of the season. Gather your family around a beautiful outdoor fireplace from Isocurrent or Napoleon, expertly installed by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. From elegant stone fireplaces to wood burning or gas fire pits, CSS creates cozy spaces where memories are made and where every night can feel like a celebration. You dream it, they can build it. Visit their showroom or online at cssfireplaces.com.
CSS. I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. Since 1928, people have admired diamond solitaire necklaces and ear studs that we've hand-selected and put together because of the way they dance and sparkle on a lady's neck or ear. And now, through Christmas, Underwoods is putting all of our diamond solitaire necklaces and ear studs on sale at 15% below our everyday price. We also take trade-ins on these pieces of jewelry, so if you're thinking about growing a diamond solitaire necklace or a pair of diamond studs up to a larger size, this is the ideal time to come see us. To give an example, we normally sell our 1-carat total weight diamond stud earrings for $2,600, but right now they're on sale for $2,210. Our diamond solitaire necklaces are priced the same way, with sizes from 1/5 carat total weight up to 7 carats total weight. So if you need a gift that says forever, make it an Underwood diamond solitaire necklace or a pair of diamond stud earrings.
Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success. At Trinity Christian Academy, students excel in academics, grow in faith, and lead with purpose. Students excel in the classroom and on the field. TCA Athletics has won 14 state championships and 30 athletes have gone pro. Families choose TCA for strong academics, biblical teaching, and a community that partners with parents every step of the way. Seats in K3 through 12th grades are filling fast, so apply now at tcajax.org. tcajax.org.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Back to a Coyle and Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
We sure appreciate our friends from Coyle and Sons. They do an outstanding job. They really do. They are the fence specialist in town, commercial or residential. CoyleJacks.com is the place to go. The Gator basketball team loses last night, 77-73 to fifth-ranked UConn. All right, I got a lot of thoughts on this. I want to get yours too, but I'm going to go first on some of this. Number one, the Gators have a good team. I think he overscheduled. I told you that. They have played Duke at Cameron Indoor. They played Arizona in Las Vegas. For those wondering, the Arizona state line is 90 miles from Las Vegas. They just played UConn at the Garden. For those wondering, the Connecticut state line is 30 miles from the Garden. They're really 3 road games against teams right now in the Associated Press poll that are ranked 1st, 3rd, and 5th. So it's hard road games against really good teams. You're not supposed to win those unless you're elite, and right now Florida's not elite. So I thought he overscheduled a little bit. I think they'll beat George Washington, who's not bad, by the way, this week. They play him in the Orange Bowl Classic. They're 8-2. But they'll beat them, and I think they'll get to 9-4 when they start the SEC schedule. The SEC is not nearly as daunting as it was. Every time you turn around, Auburn's losing by 30 to somebody. Stephen Pearl's career era is starting out tough. So the league's good, but not nearly what it was last year. So, but here's the thing. So here's where you have to figure out, Hayes, what they are, who they are. Their front court is so good. It's a mauling front court. They mauled the UConn front court last night. Because Chinyelu, Condon, Houck, and Henlongton off the bench are all 6'9" or better, 7'1", 6'11", 6'10", physical, great rebounders, great hands. They're going to maul the front. They're going to be in every game. No one's running and hiding from them because they're going to be in every game. I'm totally convinced they will be in every game. The question is, can the guards who can't shoot very well, can they find enough shooting? Everybody knows by now the story. The front court's good. Can they find enough shooting to beat the good teams? We all know that's the story. I don't know that they're going to be a very good shooting team. Urban Klavjar is their best shooter. He couldn't get a shot off last night. I don't think he attempted a 3. I don't think he attempted. He couldn't get one off. He was in the game a lot and couldn't get a 3 off. I think Xavier Lee is actually a good basketball player. Quick, he handles the ball. He's not a very good shooter. Boogie Flan doesn't look like a very good shooter. I don't know where they find shooting. So I think it's going to be a different kind of basketball. But I think they're going to win 12 or 13 games in the league. I think they're going to be 23-8 when the tournament bids go out. I think they're going to be a 4 or 5 seed, and I think they could find their way into the tournament. So I'm looking all over social media, and Gator fans are all upset, and they're jumping off bridges, and how could this happen, and why aren't we better? And because that's what fans on social media do. I think they're well positioned. I just don't think they have a closer. So I don't think they're going to close out a lot of close games at the end. But I think they're going to be in games where they maul people enough that they're not in enough of them. I think this is a 23-8 team that is going to finish top tier in the SEC, in a watered down SEC, and will be at worst a 4 or 5 seed in the NCAA tournament. I'm not worried that they're not that. I don't think they're elite because I don't think they're going to have shooting. I don't think they're going to have enough shooting, and we'll see if they find that. But I think that's what they are. I thought he overscheduled. Having said that, I do think playing these games in these venues will make them better in the SEC when it comes around. I think they're headed for a 23-8 Final Four of the SEC tournament, 4 or 5 seed in the NCAA tournament, and see where it goes.
Yeah, I think it'll be better than that, but it's got to improve. They're 348th in the nation at 3-point percentage, shooting the 3 at 27.4%. There's only 361 D1 schools, so they're 348th out of 361 teams at shooting the 3. Now, some of that is, again, the schedule. They haven't had a lot of cupcakes, so where you're probably going to shoot at a very high percentage. So I think that number is going to drastically change, and I do think that by the time they get into the meat of the SEC schedule, which we're still almost a month away from. I mean, they don't even play Alabama, who I think is their primary rival for the SEC title, until February, and it's in Gainesville. I think they're going to be fine. The shooting obviously has got to improve, and I think some of that is you just hope that players end up going, reverting, upwards to what their college, number has been. Xavier Lee and Boogie Fland are much better shooters in college so far than what they've shown this season. I will say this. I wouldn't mind seeing him tweak the lineup a little. I don't know that Houck at the 3, and it's not a knock on Houck.
I don't disagree
He's
with
a
this.
great player. But it feels a little too plotting for me in terms of the offensive basketball, and it leads to some bad placements of guys. It gets Houck out of position at times, although he's by far the least problem of the 3 I'm about to mention. Condon seems sort of lost in it a little bit to me, and Chinlilu as well is limited on sort of both ends of the court in terms of in space. He's just not he doesn't take advantage of space, and on the defensive side tends to give up a lot as well. So I actually thought last night the Ingram lineup had potential because he is such an exceptional athlete. Their athleticism pops when Ingram is out there. Now, his numbers weren't great last night, but I do wonder if by playing so big within Fland and Lee, if you're losing some athleticism, and Clavsar doesn't have it either. So when you bring Clavsar in, you're still not gaining really any sort of elite athleticism. And so I wonder, as he has a couple of weeks now to tinker before SEC play starts, if you see a little bit of that. But I think they might only lose 2 more times this season. I mean, I still think they're a juggernaut. I think that there's a lot of teams in the country that, to your point, could have played Arizona, Duke, and UConn. The TCU loss is unfortunate because that's a team that probably isn't going anywhere. So I don't even know that they had a loss last year. Well, they only had 4. The TCU loss is a bad loss, I think, for where this team is. But I still think you're going to look up, and Florida is going to be right in the mix for a 1 seed. I think they are going to blister the SEC. And again, my primary goal this year for this team, it wasn't to defend the title. I mean, that'd be obviously spectacular, but you can't put that lofty of a goal on any basketball team. I just wanted them to win the regular season SEC title. Well, they're still 0-0 in that, and they're by far the most battle-tested team. And they could have, look, they had a 3 to beat Arizona. They had a turnover late against Duke. And they could have easily won last night. They couldn't get the ball inbounded, with 9 seconds to play. So they've been very close. I still think it's an elite team. I still think they absolutely can win the national title. And I think they will be, when we get to March Madness, they will be a team that, and it does speak to the SEC not being nearly as strong as it was last year when it was historically great. But I think Florida is getting ready to dissect the Southeastern Conference.
Yeah, I agree. I don't agree with that. I think they've got. I don't think they're a good shooting team. I don't think they can shoot, and I think when you can't shoot, that is a real problem. And I don't think they're a very good shooting team. I don't think they're going to be a good shooting team. And you're right. Xavier Lee was a good shooter at Princeton, and I don't think they're going to shoot well. So I think that's going to hinder them. But they're so good up front that they're going to. Then I think they're winning 12 or 13 games in that league.
The fluke really last night was they had so many more offensive boards
and didn't finish
than UConn and didn't finish.
Right,
How does a team have 6 second chance points on 16 offensive rebounds? How is that possible?
And I think one reason is they're not a good shooting team, even around the basket. I just don't think they're ever good. Those 3 guards that are gone last year could really shoot it. I don't think the big guys were ever good shooters other than Houck. So I don't think they're going to be as good as you do. I think they're going to have a good solid year and a 4 or 5 seed. But I do agree with what you said about the lineup. They seem too big and plotting for today's college basketball. Today's college basketball is you got to go. And as good a player as Houck is, and he can certainly play the 3, he's a college 4 playing the 3 right now. And so, and I don't know if Ingram's the answer. They're trying. Last night it was Ingram. They tried Isaiah Brown before that. They tried the 3 guards before that. I like them better when they're smaller and faster too. Probably because that's what we saw last year.
Yeah.
But I like if they find the right guy there, they're going to do both. And that also then it gives you 4 who can really make shots. Condon's not a good shooter. He makes them every now and then. Now that gives you, if they could find a 3,
I would tell Condon stop taking threes.
I would too. And so, but if they can find a 3 that could shoot. And that gives you now a 4 that can really shoot it. And Thomas Houck's a really good player, by the way. He's a really good.
He's a first-team All-American.
Yeah, he's a really good player. So I like smaller, faster too. I know why they went bigger because their best 6 players. I get that.
Yeah, I get that he wants them. If he wants to start the game in that lineup, that's fine because he wants Houck as a starter, and that's fine. But as soon as you get to that first time out, I wouldn't go back to the lineup.
Yeah, I think Houck's going to start either way. That may take Chinyelu or Condon out of the lineup. So, but either way, I'm with you.
But it seems like he is devoted towards Chinyelu has to start, Condon has to start, and Houck has to start. So that's fine. Start him, but
go smaller,
and then go smaller after that.
But you got to find the 3 to be able to do that. Is it Ingram? Is it Isaiah Brown? You got to find that guy to be able to. One other thing, real quick, before we go to break. What happened to A.J. Brown? Is he hurt? Is he redshirting? I guess he must be redshirting. He hadn't played a minute.
Yeah.
So I know he had an injury, but he was brought in to be the shooter. And they just don't have shooting. Again, Klavjar can shoot it, but he couldn't get one off last night.
Right.
He literally couldn't get one off last night. So we'll see what winds up happening. We'll take a break. More in a moment. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Go! Your play-by-play home of Bulls Bulldogs football is 1010XL.
It's the state championship, and the Bulldogs' 12th title is on the line against Cardinal Mooney of Sarasota. Tonight at 7 on 1010 AM.
Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside, your locally owned commercial truck headquarters and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, it's Rick Ballou. We got a fresh shipment of hard-to-find ProMaster vans, perfect for Section 179. My buddy Tommy and his team are committed to the community and make the process simple. Upfits, delivery, everything handled right. If you need ProMaster vans or commercial trucks for your fleet, you need Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
This is Hayes Carline from my friend Holt at Harold and Harold. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harold and Harold make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold and Harold and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
It's the blog players put their pads on for.
So we won, we got to bring my thoughts and observations on our home team. That's what I share with you every week on my blog.
Roland Reach Plumbing brings you Hayes Blog on 1010XL.com.
Your pipes are leaking, don't get nervous. Fa la 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 la. Call Roll and Reach for same-day service. Fa la 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 la. He guarantees your satisfaction. Fa la 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 la. Call Roland and he'll spring into action. Fa la 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 la. This holiday season, if you have a leak and can't wait a week, dial 904-260-7059. And from the Roll and Reach family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Running a small business is tough, so the Florida Small Business Development Center at UNF provides a free business checkup, a personalized analysis that helps you boost profits, your online presence, and increase your company's value. No cost, no strings attached. It's guidance from experts who understand what it takes to succeed in business. Whether you're just starting out or ready to expand, it's time to act. Complete a request for consulting at unf.edu/SBDC.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we brought together 10 board-certified, fellowship-trained surgeons, each one a specialist in their field. all working together to deliver smarter, faster care with better results. From sports injuries to joint replacements, we've got the right player for every position. Visit osjax.com and meet your team. That's osjax.com.
Hey gang, Prosser here. Jacksonville homes are selling, but it can take months, and it takes a price lower than you want. Well, getting top price means aggressive marketing, and Chad and Sandy Newman are the Jacksonville experts who have proven systems to drive the demand to sell your home. And they have this unbelievable promise and guarantee. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. If you need to sell now, Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, and stress-free. You want max price? Chad and Sandy are going to aggressively market your home, and they're going to get it. Anthony and Mary in Palm Coast said, we wanted to move back home closer to family. Getting max price was more important than a fast sell, but we had only purchased our home last year, so we didn't have much equity. After just 23 days of aggressive marketing with Chad and Sandy, they sold our house at the price we needed to make the move. Call the Jacksonville experts you can trust, and I recommend. Call Chad and Sandy at 904-414-6200 or chadandsandy.com.
Truth Teller here, and I've solved all of your holiday problems and stress. A gift card from the Blue Crab Crab House. Get this, you buy a $50 gift card, and you get an additional $15 card for free. It's that simple, and as always at the Blue Crab Crab House, the best crabs in Jacksonville, oysters and seafood, period. Blue Crab Crab House, open every day except for Monday off of San Jose on Jewington Creek Road.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Frank Frangie is here, as is JJ LaSelva. I am Hayes Carline. Thank you to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Hopefully you won't need them. Hopefully you don't get injured, but we know that happens in life, and if it does, they will take great care of you. Give them a call at 251-1111. You can put your trust in Holt Harrell and Harrell and Harrell. Let's start with some breaking news, stunning news in the world of college football. Michigan has fired coach Sharon Moore for cause. Boy, a lot of layers I'm sure that will come out with this, but one of the best jobs in the country is now open when we thought the carousel was pretty much stopped.
Yeah, and there's a, to your point, a lot is going to come out. I wonder what the with cause means, because if they were planning to fire him, they would have done it by now. So something must have happened somewhere along the line.
JJ, you said Matt Hayes reported what on XL Primetime?
I don't know if he reported it, but he was saying like
there's conjecture.
There's stuff and like alleging him with a staffer and misconduct.
Okay, so it could be. It looks like
a subordinate.
It looks like it's going to be a conduct issue.
Yeah.
So Sharon Moore out. The bigger question for the football fans and all of us is now what?
Yeah.
I mean, this is. You talk about your elite blue blood job, and it happened after they all got filled.
And signed extensions.
Yeah, you're correct. So, I mean, where in the world do they dip into the John Gruden, whatever? You know, I mean, do they dip into the world of never expected? But I mean, they can't just go high. They can't. You asked during the break, do they promote interim guy? They may have to, but interim guy can't be the coach at the University of Michigan. This is freaking Michigan. So the interim guy can't have that job very long. They don't call. Urban doesn't take that job. If there's one job Urban didn't take, he hadn't taken that one.
Yeah.
So is it Lincoln Riley's extended? He just had the big class. Where do they go?
I don't know. I mean, and if you're Michigan, if you go with the interim for a year, then it does the positive of it. You hope the interim, pulls a Steve Fisher and you have this incredible, run out of nowhere. But if it doesn't happen, then you become the belle of the ball for a full year. I mean, Michigan, it's going to be hard to supplant Michigan as the number one job. It kind of isn't. If you're Florida State, you probably hope Michigan does get a good candidate immediately because you think you're going to be in the 26th carousel. And, we just talked about it this year. They kind of fell down the totem pole in terms of openings. Well, if Michigan goes interim this year, already
it's the number one job.
Before we've even gotten to 2026.
It's the number one job.
That you're at best two in the carousel.
And as far as guys, I can't think of anybody who now could move the needle for Michigan fans that would take the job now. I can't think of one coach who would. I mean,
such a huge job. Don't you think someone from a massive school will leave for that, like an Elko?
It's just, I mean, I'll tell you, just from a family standpoint,
okay,
you're having to tell your wife 2 weeks before Christmas, we're moving to some. You know what I mean? Like it's just.
I don't think what you just said, JJ, that a established, headed in the right direction coach. It could be a coach that's again. Lincoln Riley would have made sense because you don't know how many years he's got left.
Right.
If it goes badly again, Jed Fish would jump at it because he's always jumping at jobs.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but he would have to be somebody like that.
Yeah, I almost wonder if it'll just be and you could hire Gruden for a year.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be make him like the interim. Like John Gruden's going to be our coach for a year.
And it's a test case.
If it does great, he keeps the job, and if not, you move on.
It's hard to recruit at that, but you've already recruited.
Yeah.
So
one last thing on this. This is just from ESPN. It says inappropriate relationship with Michigan staffer led to Schrammler's termination, just like Matt said.
Well, Biff Poggi, the old Charlotte guy without the sleeves.
Yeah, make him the interim.
They
just named him.
They just did. So at least for today, he's the interim coach.
He could handle that for a year.
Yeah, he's a weird cat.
Yeah,
but he could do it.
He could handle it for a year, and then you go and get the best guy out there for 26.
Poor FSU.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You were the number one job next year. Now you're not even that.
Yeah, and the SEC's yet to turn over, and you know there'll probably be 2 or 3 in that conference. So, yeah, we'll see. Let's. Sorry that the headlines have been bogged down, but that was big breaking news story. Yeah, right before we got back from break. Let's switch it to the Jaguars. Let's talk about Cole Van Lanen. Certainly has had an outstanding season, playing a multitude of spots along that offensive line. Liam Cohen met with reporters earlier today and talked about Cole Van Lanen's contributions.
I think so. I mean, I think there's definitely, he's played enough really good football for us. You know, we've got a great situation right now where you've got depth at multiple positions of people that have had to play for us a lot. This shows up in multiple positions all throughout the team, right? You can point to the defensive side of that for things, receiver position. I mean, a lot of different positions that guys have been fortunate enough to, step up, play well, help lead us, to get to where we are right now. And the message in the locker room is, hey, guys, there's a lot of guys that are coming back right now. And for us to continue to go where we want to go, we got to use that as an edge. And that depth and experience that we've gotten has to be collective and having a team-first mindset about everything we do.
I apologize. I should have set that clip better.
Right.
He was asked, could Cole Van Lanen remain the left tackle?
Correct.
Once Walker Little is healthy, and he said absolutely.
Yeah, he asked if he's a starter now.
Yeah.
He said, is he a starter? They look at him as a starter. Now, whether or not he starts ahead of Walker Little, whoever, we'll see. I'll tell you one thing about Cole Van Lanen. Cole Van Lanen can play I don't know if he can play center, but he plays the other 4 spots really. I mean, he's really good at it. I don't mean you can just plug him in and hope you survive. He's really good at all 4. He's played really well.
Absolutely. Let's look at the Sunday opponent, the New York Jets. Quarterbacks Justin Fields with a knee and Tyrod Taylor with a groin injury did not practice today. Brady Cook would be the guy if Fields and Taylor can't go. And it seems like from the buzz, at least, is that they expect it to be Brady Cook.
Yeah, and I can't imagine going against a team as good as the Jags, they've got much of a chance there. Again, don't be asleep at the wheel. Be ready to play. But, folks, go out there and watch the Jags win that game because I think they're going to win the game. And it's a great situation for Jacksonville. That's the reality is it really is.
We'll get you out on today's musical nugget. We're going to celebrate another special anniversary when it comes to rock and roll. The Mamas and the Papas released this rock anthem, California Dreamin', this week. Back in 1965, the Mamas and Papas sold over 40 million records and were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1998.
That was the sound of the 60s, a little before my time, but I know my parents loved it. The Mamas and the Papas and the Dave Clark 5 and the Beach Boys when they were coming around. And this was a legendary song. There's no question. The Mamas and the Papas were as well. Mama Cass and the rest. Well done as always. Hour 2 is next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Picking here, this holiday, skip the gift that gets returned. I got a better idea. Give a custom pool from Surfside Pool. It's the ultimate present. Memories, relaxation, and instant hero status. Surfside Pools handles new builds, custom designs, heating, and weekly maintenance, so you get all the credit. Warning, may cause excessive smiles and backyard envy. Save the holidays. Turn your backyard into paradise. Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Float happy, gift responsibly. License number CPC 044080.
He's our big hitter.
I'm Jaguars Today's middle linebacker, Tom McManus.
He tackles Jags talk from a middle linebacker's point of view. Fridays on 1010XL. Protected by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Make Honda of the Avenues your first stop for award-winning customer service and world-class Honda vehicles. Our inventory is larger than ever, which means we have the perfect Honda waiting for you. Plus, at Honda of the Avenues, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience fun, fast, and easy. You'll always find great deals on our huge selection of new and certified pre-owned Hondas, all prepped and ready for a test drive. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues today. Stop by or shop from home at HondaoftheAvenues.com. Proud sponsor of Sporting Jags.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. This Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. is our monthly card show inside the store. 20 tables of cards, great for holiday shopping on Saturday the 13th. A fun card show, 9 to 4, inside Showtime. Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
When you want to be heard, send your opinion to the 1010XL text line. Designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
Thank you for believing in me when the bosses didn't give me a chance.
641-1010. No texting and driving. Get your thoughts heard on 1010XL.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years. And our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Morgan Conley Roofing isn't just repairing roofs. He's building a legacy for generations to come. Born here, built here, staying here. MorganConleyRoofing.org. License number CCC 1333544.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family's secret, Dandy is never frozen. Always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses. No dry, crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little guy with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand and a quality sandwich. So do what I do, stop in at a Circle K and make yours a Dandy today.
When the power goes out, your home shouldn't have to. Get reliable automatic backup power with a Generac standby generator from American Electrical Contractors, Jacksonville's leading Generac dealer. Be storm ready with Generac standby generators from American Electrical Contractors. Online at american-electrical.com.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. If you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Spring will be here before we know it. So give them a call today and upgrade that area that needs it the most. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Zero Res. The Orlando Magic took down the Miami Heat 117-108 in the quarterfinals of the NBA Cup and will take on the Knicks in Las Vegas for Saturday evening semifinals. AFC South rival Indianapolis Colts have signed 44-year-old quarterback Phillip Rivers to their practice squad. The Jaguars play in Indy on December 28th at 1 p.m. It's 61 degrees at 5 o'clock time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. 10-10
Take.
The 10-10 Take is brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck, duckduckrooter.com. So we get news that Sharon Moore is out as the Michigan coach. Behavior apart from football apparently is going to be the storyline. We'll follow that. But the bigger storyline is this. Good luck, Michigan, because it's harder than ever for a blue blood to find a coach. That's the reality. Back in the day, the hot guy from Auburn couldn't wait to go to Michigan. That day is over. The blue bloods that were available, Penn State, Florida, Auburn, among the LSU, here's where they went to get their coaches. Ole Miss, Tulane, Iowa State, and USF. Right now, once you get settled into a good NFL or good college job, nobody wants to leave. It's hard to keep those jobs. They make so much money. The buyouts work both ways. So now more than ever, teams fire coaches faster than ever. But they also have a harder time than ever hiring the next coach. It's crazy to see the paradigm, but it really is a paradox. It's quicker than ever coaches getting fired, but they're getting hired more slowly than ever because guys don't want to leave, and that's the 10-10 take.
Can you imagine if Kirk Cignetti left Indiana for Michigan?
Right.
Can you imagine, like, if he was Penn State didn't do it for me, but Michigan I'll leave Indiana for.
And Hayes,
and then we deal with Kiffin 2.0, and the nation's number one team has their coach leave before the playoff to go to Michigan.
And here's the story. Here's the real reality of that. Is 10 years ago, it never would have happened because he would have pulled a hamstring going to Penn State a month ago.
Right.
But now they don't do it. Now that's a perfect example. You're right. That'd be wild. But it's not going to happen because they don't do it now. That Kurt Cignetti could have gone to Penn State. He grew up in Pittsburgh. Nothing, if you're a college football guy growing up in the state of Pennsylvania, nothing's bigger than Penn State football. It's like growing up in Huntsville and the Alabama job comes open. But he didn't take it. You just underscored the point I made. It would be crazy. They don't take it anymore. I don't know where Michigan's going to go for its coach. Maybe it goes and gets John Gruden. Maybe it brings back Cliff Kingsbury and says, let's throw the football all over the place. But in terms of a guy that was on all these, Penn State, Matt Campbell might be a terrific hire. He's a really good football coach, and I'm glad they found him. But Penn State, the blood is as blue there as it is anywhere in the country, couldn't find a coach that wanted the job. And that's the point.
It makes you wonder if Michigan had come open like 3 weeks ago, how it might have changed the carousel. Maybe it wouldn't have. Maybe Michigan would have hired somebody that didn't end up getting another job somewhere else.
Would anybody leave that didn't leave is the question you're asking. Would anybody leave? Again,
if you're Eli Drinkwitz and Michigan calls, you're taking the Michigan job.
And so maybe
I would imagine.
Yeah, and I wonder. I really wonder. At the end of the day, did Eli Drinkwitz get that many offers?
Yeah.
I know his name was hot.
Right. He got the extension.
But I can tell you this: I don't think Florida was ever going there.
Right.
I don't think LSU was ever going there. Auburn, I don't know.
Maybe Penn State when they got desperate.
You did hear Penn State named. You didn't hear Penn State connected to him a lot. So, but the point is, more than ever, guys aren't jumping. They're not. Again, did you ever think when all this was blowing up with Napier that Florida would be hiring another group of 6 coach? No, nobody thought that. Nobody thought that was going to happen. And yet here we are. Now I'm happy with what I think he's going to be, but that's the point. Auburn, which is a traditionally really good SEC school, went to get the USF guy. Now he may be good, but they went to get a USF guy that's had really kind of not that many good years at USF, right?
If you're Dan Lanning, do you leave Oregon for Michigan?
I don't think so, for the reason I just said.
Yeah.
I think. Look, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, Kenny Dillingham races from Arizona State to get to Auburn. Now he doesn't. Now he doesn't leave. Dan Lanning, maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago, when you could be the Michigan coach, to your point. But now I don't think you leave. They don't leave now. For whatever reason, they don't leave now. And
it will be really interesting to see where this story
I think
goes
it's
with Michigan.
I'll bet it's going to be what you said. This Biff Poggi guy he's been at Michigan a long time under Harbaugh. He was a head coach at Charlotte. He went back to Michigan. He knows where all the bodies are buried. It's awfully late now to be doing this. It wouldn't surprise me if they say, Biff, it's your job for a year. It wouldn't surprise me.
Listen, Arizona State, they just lost their quarterback to the portal because of money.
Yeah.
They just lost their star left tackle to the portal because of money.
I can see that.
He might be
that
thinking,
might be the guy.
Listen,
yeah.
I can't just be here and consistently lose my best players. Even though he's on Twitter and he's like, hey, I want these guys to do good at their next stop. You know, he's the players coach guy, but, man, I could definitely see him leaving.
Yeah, and by the way,
Michigan.
I don't think Signetti's doing it. You can call him, but I don't think he's going.
And maybe not, but I would call him.
But I don't think he's
I agree
going.
with that. You got
But
that.
I think Dillingham.
What's happening with Signetti in the Big Ten is the equivalent of Mississippi State's coach not taking the Alabama job. That's what Indiana versus Penn State and Michigan is. And so maybe
Indiana's
there's something.
the losingest school of all time.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe Signetti looked at Penn State and was like, well, look, they just fired a coach that was number 2 or 3 in the country 3 weeks ago. I don't want to step into that. But Michigan, under these circumstances, maybe it makes you think about it.
And if you're Michigan, you'd be willing to wait at this point till after the playoffs are over.
Right.
You know, what do you have to lose?
Yeah. So honestly, the crazy time. I'll bet Biff Poggi has a job for a while. You called. I think it'll happen. Hey, the last time this year, we've got a State Farm College football report. We'll say hello to the fellas after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
It's the one they put in high gear.
Keep going. We got to keep going, keep going, keep going.
It's the Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville drive of the game. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be an 8-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient. The only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. I've been buying my vehicles there since 1982 because they care about their customers and are invested in our local community, including supporting walk-off charities and all we're trying to do to give underprivileged kids a chance to play baseball. Treating you right, giving the most back to the community, more choices and better prices for you. So who has put the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. Visit the showroom off Cassett Avenue or shop 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com. Remember again, who does it best? Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
There's a storm brewing in Coral Gables. Find out which way the wind is blowing.
I'm JJ LaSelva. When hurricane news blows, you'll hear about it on the Performance Painting Hurricane Report.
On 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
To get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. Johns County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
This is Hayes Carlion for Harrell & Harrell. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harrell & Harrell. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harrell & Harrell at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
Big Chief Tire makes auto care more affordable with 6-month financing through the CFNA credit card. Frank Frangie here. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brake service, or general repairs, their expert technicians have you covered. With no interest for 6 months, now's the perfect time to take care of your vehicle. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents, so let I-9 Sports help. They've got winter and spring registration open right now for kids all over the First Coast to enjoy their favorite sports. Log on to i9sports.com and don't miss out on the upcoming seasons. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Time now for the State Farm College Football Report with Shane Matthews on the Gators, Tom Block on the Noles, and Joe Zagacki on the Canes. Presented by your local State Farm agent.
All right, let's get right to it. The final time of the year, our final report of the year, we'll start with the Gators. Shane Matthews checks in one last time, the two-time SEC Player of the Year. And, of course, the Gator color commentator on the broadcast. His report is brought to you by Mike Nickus, Ron McCann, Mike Tozel, Kathy Scott, and Jason Judy. Shane, how you doing, man?
Good, Frank. How are you guys?
We are doing great. All right. John Sumrall is in. His two coordinators apparently have been hired. Brad White's been announced. We think Buster Faulkner will be shortly. What do you make of it all, how it played out, and how do you feel about John Sumrall as the new Gator coach?
Well, I didn't know a lot about John Sumrall. I knew that he'd been pretty successful as a head coach, and he's been to a championship game every year. He's been a head coach and brings a lot of energy. I think that's what the program needs. I was very excited in the Buster Faulkner hire, and I assume he's going to be our offense coordinator. There's still rumblings out there that has a chance to be a head coach somewhere, but he's a sharp guy. Obviously did great things for Stetson Bennett when he was the QB coach at Georgia. So I'm excited for Buster Faulkner calling plays.
Shane, what kind of a nucleus do you think Sumrall has to work with if they're able to retain the vast majority of this roster?
Well, that's the million-dollar question. I tell people all the time, coaches view players differently, right? One staff or one player may look at a certain position and say, hey, I like that guy, where another coach says, I got somebody better than him. So I don't know how it's all going to play out. You just got to trust these coaches. They're going to go find the best players to help us try to get this program back going the way it should.
Do you get the same sense that I do, that everybody was Kiffin or bust, you, me, all of us? And then it didn't wind up being Kiffin. Yet miraculously, Gator Nation seems pretty excited. Shane, I don't know that I felt it was headed there because people wanted Kiffin so badly. But somehow, some way, this former linebacker from Kentucky walks into a press conference, and Gator Nation seems kind of excited, don't they?
Yeah, I just think they like his energy, and what he brought to the podium. I still think people, they wanted Lane Kiffin, but I think the circus that evolved there between LSU and Ole Miss, how he handled everything, I think people feel like we dodged a bullet. We'll see. I mean, Lane Kiffin's a great football coach and can call plays, but I do think John Sumrall is going to be a good fit, hire a good staff, and hopefully get us back to winning.
Do you think DJ Lagway should be like the unquestioned starter going into next year? Would you have any issue if Summerall and his staff elected to have Lagway move on?
I feel like the coaches need to do what they think's best to win football games. And, usually coordinators, especially in today's world when they can bring someone familiar with their system, they usually do that. Now, that doesn't mean they just pencil him in as a starter. So I think there's going to be competition at every position, not just the quarterback with this staff.
And you know what? I think you're right, and I think that includes quarterback. Shane, great work all year long, brother. We appreciate it, man. Have a great holiday. Take care, bud.
All right, guys, take care.
All right, Shane Matthews, one last time checking in, talking Gators. Our final FSU report comes from our buddy Tom Block from the Seminole Radio Network. His report brought to you by Craig Dewhurst, Ramey Elabu, Margie Williams, Scott Hobson, Brandon Thomas, Randy Taylor. Tom, one last time, obviously a tough year for the Noles, just like it was the Gators. Do you anticipate a lot of shakeup? It looks like the coordinators are back under Mike Norvell. Mike's back, obviously. What are your expectations with regard to the staff as we move forward here?
Well, there's a few assistants that have departed or been asked to depart, and they've replaced a couple of them so far. Basically, the guys that weren't let go last year, some of them are moving on. What they talked about, though, is making front office changes or creating more of an NFL-style front office. We haven't seen exactly what that's going to look like yet, but I think that's where, lots of college programs have headed, and where FSU is looking to make the most changes. I don't know if that'll have a huge impact on the portal season this year. FSU fans are optimistic it will be if they can get something in place before then, but I think longer term they'll definitely reap some benefits from that.
Tom, does Florida State feel confident in Thomas Castellanos winning his appeal for another year of eligibility? And if he wins it, do Florida State fans want him back as the starting quarterback?
Yeah, I don't know that you could ever feel confident about an appeal involving an NCAA matter. Personally, I don't feel overly confident on that. And, on the one hand, you can say he's got a good case. On the other hand, it's like getting a speeding ticket, or arguing when they change the speed limit a week after you got your ticket, right, that you should be out of the ticket. So I can see both sides of it. To the second part of your question, I think they're better suited to get somebody else in there. I liked how hard he competed. He loves Florida State, but he was very inaccurate as a passer. And so it became an all or nothing type offense a lot. The numbers are pretty good if you look at them by average, but if you look down to down, there's a lot of swings and misses in there, and I think they need more consistency. So if it's me, I would look for somebody else there.
Tom, final question. Obviously, the national narrative is that Mike Norvell's on the shortest of short leashes. Is that the belief around the program that anything shy of a decent season, he's out, and the only reason he's there is because they didn't have the buyout money? What's your take on that whole scenario?
Yeah, no, I think that's right. The money matters, right? Like in a vacuum, if you're just looking at the product on the field, you would have made a change. But you have to look at things holistically, and there's other factors at play, namely the budget. But yeah, he's going to go in on a hot seat, and the savings it'll be. I can't say they're insignificant. What is it? Probably be $10 to $15 million difference if they had to make a change next year. But Florida State, the administration is hoping that it doesn't go that way. It's hoping that they make the changes they make. Maybe you bring in a different quarterback, some different bodies, and you have success on the field. It starts trending the other way. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a long off season. Wait and see what the product is next year on the field.
Tom Block checking in. Great work all year, Tom. We appreciate it. Have a great Christmas, man. We appreciate it. We'll do it again next year. See you, buddy.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, and finally, let's go to Joe Zagacki. His final report, as always, brought to you by State Farm agents Krista McClellan and Gene Coleman. Joe, the Canes got in. They belonged in. I'm glad. I thought they would get it right because I said at the end I didn't think the committee wanted to answer the head-to-head question, and at the end of the day, they didn't have to. But I got to believe people are related down in Coral Gables.
That they are, Frankie. Relieved, elated, and sticking their chests out that it came down to Miami and Notre Dame, and finally, Miami not only won the game, but won the head-to-head battle and the head-to-head arguments. And, I felt all along it didn't make much sense to me, although I did understand a little bit. Notre Dame lost their first two games. Miami had the advantage. Miami lost two games in the middle of the season. And I think what the Notre Dame fans forgot was there was another month of the season to go, and Miami fixed their problems in that final month and played as well as anybody in the country.
Joe, what do you think of the matchup going to Texas A&M?
Yeah, it's a good match. I mean, listen, when you get to this time of the year, you're going to play a good opponent, right? And well, I guess unless you get one of those group of 5 teams, but it's going to be a great opponent. And Marcel Reed's a hell of a quarterback. They've got great speed. But I like the way Miami's played defense all year, though. I think a long time to get ready for Texas A&M. Their one weakness has been they've turned the ball over more than they've taken it away. And Miami's only turned the ball over 11 times all season. They've taken it away 20. So I think that would be a key aspect of the game.
All right, Joe, to win it, you got to beat A&M, Ohio State, Georgia, Indiana. You've watched, you've covered, you've called all these Miami teams. You've called the great Miami teams. How good is this team, and can they hang with that group, in your opinion?
Well, this is a very good team. I can't put them in the same sense as 2001 or 91 or 83 until you win it, or 87. This is a really good team, and they're really good when they're consistent. If they stay out of their own way, they're tough to beat. When they have a lot of penalties, and if Jerry Magalhanis isn't the official in any of the games, they'll probably be okay. But as long as they stay out of their own way, as they did in the last 4 games, they're going to be a tough out. And as long as Carson Beck continues to be as efficient as he has been, and I'll tell you the guy that gets a lot of credit, I think, that changed the offense. And everybody talks about Tony. He's been fabulous. He's an All-American, not a freshman All-American. He's an All-American. But the guy they inserted that changed the offense was Pringle, the running back, freshman running back. Every time he touches the ball, he's getting them 5 or 6 yards. He finds a way to slither through holes. Fletcher may deliver the hammer, but Pringle delivers the lightning. And that's been a big difference, and the defense has been consistent. So if they stay out of their own way, I think they've got a chance to have a nice run.
It's going to be fun to watch the Canes in this run. They are in the college football playoffs. Joe, great work all year, man. We appreciate it. Talk to you soon. Take care, buddy.
Okay, Frank. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, Joe Zagacki talking Canes. Before that, Tom Block on the Knolls, and Shane Matthews talking Florida, our final State Farm College football report of the year. We'll take a break. Kevin Kaplan joins us after this. Our medical report is next, so stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
The action. The motion.
You see that acceleration.
Feel the active emotion of live play-by-play.
It's amazing how much energy.
On 1010XL.
Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi are on a mission to sell 2,000 vehicles this December. I've instructed my team to take every reasonable offer. We won't lose your business over price. Thousands of cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to move. Get year-end savings, top dollar for your trade, and the easiest car buying experience ever. But hurry, these deals end when we hit 2,000, and we ain't leaving nothing on the table. Make it a December to remember, only at Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi.
Frank Frangie here from my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
This holiday season, let Bono's Catering do the cooking so you can enjoy more time with family and friends. Frank Frangie here. Bono's has been serving Jacksonville's best barbecue for 75 years. Holiday Catering's available with full smoked turkeys, country hams, and all the fixings. Be sure to order online at bonosbarbecue.com or call 904-332-7427. Plus, you could give the gift of Bono's Barbecue. Buy a $25 gift card and get an additional $5 gift card in-store or online. Remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
There's no doubt that we were in good hands when our son's shoulder and hip issues were diagnosed quickly by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. No matter what your orthopedic issue is, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take a look. You'll be glad you did.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
He's not Pistol Pete, he's Pete Prisco.
Been on the wanted list almost 20 years.
CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco joins the Frangie Show Friday afternoons on 1010XL. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Give a unique gift this holiday season with a custom-made candle or body care product from Wick, a candle bar. Make your own product in the store with over 90 fragrances at Wick, a candle bar. Locations in San Marco and Jax Beach.
What's happening, beautiful people? It's your main man, E to the T here. And cool air, open trails, and that perfect Florida winter sunshine, woo! It's the season to get outside and explore Clay County. From Christmas parades and hometown festivals to holiday markets and local theater shows, holiday magic is lighting up every corner of Clay County. Get outside, get moving, and get active. Come see everything happening this season at exploreclay.com. That's exploreclay.com.
Hey, folks, it's Frank Frangie. Now, I've been telling you about my daughter, Amber, and she's been telling you how much weight she's dropped with Awaken 180. It's hard to believe. Even in football season, even when she hangs out with her friends, and even when she tailgates and does all that stuff, she's still losing weight. You can even drink alcohol. Can you believe that? Well, Awaken 180 shows you how to swap calories, not flavor. You have to be disciplined, but they make it easy. Amber and I talk about this all the time. She can't believe how easy it is, and she's so excited about it. But what I will tell you is it's really working. I see how excited she is. I see the look on her face. I see how her self-esteem has changed and her confidence. It's one of the greatest things that's ever happened with my daughter, and it means that much to me. Now, Awaken 180 programs are reimbursable with your HSA or FSA, and those HSA dollars expire December 31st. Don't leave money on the table. Call Awaken 180 today and kickstart your transformation before the new year. Call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800, or go to awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. You've heard me talking about Pella Windows and Doors with great ratings and expert reviews. You know they're high quality and energy efficient products. So what's your next step? Schedule a free consultation at PellaJax.com or just stop by the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. Their professional design consultants will guide you through your entire project from start to finish. And that's the quality and service you can expect from Pella Windows and Doors.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, where we've been on the course of the program today, we talked about Trayvon Walker. You heard from Trayvon Walker. He's ready to play. Jags and Jets right around the corner. Gator basketball, we certainly covered that for you. Tough loss again against a very good team on the road, sort of again. We certainly talked about that. We talked a little bit about baseball signings and the news of the day. Sharon Moore fired as a Michigan coach for cause. Shane Matthews, Tom Block, Joe Zagacki checked in one last time for the State Farm College Football Report. We wrapped all that up as well. JJ, give them something. Be Christmassy, will you?
I will. I got a free Cume flower arrangement plus $50 to Metro Diner. For more great gift ideas, go to 1010XL's Holiday Gift Guide or 1010XL.com or be caller number 4 right now at 641-1010.
All right,
now time for the medical update with Jaguars team physician Kevin Kaplan, presented by Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville.
Kevin Kaplan is with Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, the new endeavor he started. How's it going, by the way?
It's going great. We are getting busy and growing, and all things are going well.
You got all your scrubs on, a lot of surgeries today?
A lot of surgeries
He looks tired to you? He looks tired to me.
He's never tired.
Never tired.
He just runs through them, you know. Yeah. There you go. So I had all kind of questions for you. I want to get this a bunch of generic. Let me start with the Jaguars. On a rainy day, do you worry more about slip stuff? I mean, is the team doctor, when you know it's going to rain the whole day, are you more susceptible to injury, less? Is that a factor?
It certainly can be something to consider, but obviously, I think the equipment guys do a good job making sure they're in the right cleats and the appropriate equipment to try to avoid that. But yeah, I mean that always crosses my mind when you worry about guys slipping and you see guys sliding around all the time. But
have you seen a guy, Kevin, in your career, either on the Jags or the opponent, that might have blown a knee, hurt an ankle, something because of weather conditions?
I can't recall seeing it. I'm sure it's happened, but in my tenure, it has not happened. Knock on wood.
Okay, good.
Phillip Rivers is trying to play football again at the age of 44. I'm afraid I'm going to tear my Achilles watching the game. From a physical standpoint, if he gets out there, what are the primary concerns of making sure that he is able to do this?
I think things that we saw last week that happened to Dan Jones, like Achilles injuries, patellar tendon tears. We all know as we get older, our tendons tend to be a little bit more brittle and weak. And so those are the types of injuries, the soft tissues. What has he been doing? We don't know. Has he been training? Has he been lifting? Has he been running? So it would be the soft tissue injuries. I mean, certainly he's not going to be scrambling out of the pocket for 20 yards. So I don't know if it's going to be as much getting hit because he's going to get rid of the ball. But if he has to drop back and move quickly, the soft tissue, Achilles and patellar tendon tears, quad tears, that's what I would be worried about.
Yeah, if 44-year-old Phillip Rivers is successful, I will tell you that Inglewood called and asked if I can pitch another inning or two. So I'll call you, Kevin.
I think you're ready.
Let you know.
The oldest Tommy John I've ever done will be in yours. It'd be great.
It'd be a very old Tommy John. Hey, you saw the Daniel Jones thing. We watched it. I mean, I was calling the game, but I didn't realize it at the time. Logman pointed out that he's still on the ground, and we all saw it. No non-contact. It was the opposite leg of the fibula that was. Did that affect it? What did you make of it? You've seen a bunch of those. Just watching it, what did you think?
It certainly can happen no matter what. But it begs the question, how much stress was he putting on that leg because he was favoring it week to week?
Is that a thing?
It can be. I mean, I don't think you can point a finger at that and say, because of his fibula fracture, he had the Achilles. But, you wonder, he's pushing off harder. Is he trying to get the push off of that leg more so than his fibula? But again, we talked about this before. As tendons lengthen, if you're firing the muscle attached to it at the same time while it lengthens, something can give, and that's what happens with an Achilles. In other words, he's pushing off as his heel is kind of going down to the ground at the same time, and that's what causes the tear.
Did you know? Could you tell?
I didn't. I wasn't really looking at that when it happened. I just saw him limping off. And in my mind, I was immediately thinking, something happened to his fibula.
The other leg, yeah.
Yeah, but then as I saw him, I'm like, that's the other leg.
Yeah.
And then I started kind of piecing it together and figured it out.
In terms of overcompensation, is that something, whether you're a regular person or a professional athlete, when you're going through recovery from an injury, you've got to be mindful of? And is that a big part of rehab, I guess?
It is. We always try to rehab, whether it's a left knee, try to do the exercises on the right knee, and similarly for shoulders and rotator cuffs, because if you have a rotator cuff tear and you fix it, that arm's in a sling for about 6 weeks. And so it puts the other arm at risk if you're not taking care of that arm. So we always try to balance that out in physical therapy.
Yeah, when I just watched it, I just wonder. It just feels like I know we talked about this before in the program, Kevin. It just seems like there's a lot of that Achilles and calf, and I still don't. I mean, that was bizarre. He didn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the Achilles that I'm trying to think who's Aaron Rodgers had.
Yeah.
That was a little different, right? He was getting hit, dragged to the ground, a lot more force in it. This one definitely did not seem as significant when you go back and look at the film. But again, the Achilles can tear very quickly if it's lengthening too fast and you're trying to push off.
All right, another question or another injury. So we watched, anyone that watched the Chargers and the Eagles, that Justin Herbert on his left hand had a broken hand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the details of it. But he played quarterback with a club. Now, it was a weird club. He had the club, but the fingers were out.
Mm-hmm.
He'd had surgery.
He had surgery. He had surgery that day, right? Or
no, he had it the Monday.
The week before.
A week.
Okay.
Week removed.
But he had surgery.
Right.
And then played in the game. I don't know if you know the details of that, but...
By the looks of it, I mean, it looks to be a metacarpal fracture, which is the big bones in your hand. And so likely what they did is they made an open incision. They put a large plate on with screws. And that's a very stiff, robust construct. It's very hard to... it can be broken, but it's very hard to break once you put it in there.
Yeah.
So it looks like you still want to protect it from getting hit.
Right.
And they probably put the plate pretty much the entire length of the bone. Because the problem is if you put a small plate or just a couple screws, it can break around that.
Yeah.
So they probably stabilize the entire bone, and they're protecting it with that cast over the top just to allow him to still be able to grip with his fingers, which is safe to do.
Yeah, and Hayes, I know you watched this. So when you hand off to your right, you hand off with your left hand. Well, at first he did that, but then he got hit once, and then he was handing off with his right hand, which you wouldn't do on the right side. Do you think it stiffened up? Do you think it was just sore?
I mean, the bone is still broken no matter what. So, and he had surgery. So, and that's the soft tissues they have to go through. No matter how precise it is, it still hurts. And so he was still obviously feeling significant discomfort because the bone hasn't fused together yet. And that's going to take, a good 6 weeks for the bone to completely heal. So I bet he's wearing that protective cast for the remainder of the season.
I was shocked Jaden Daniels was able to return to play so quickly from the dislocated elbow. That was just grotesque to see. But it might have been too quick because they've already ruled him out for this week with the elbow injury. So what was the gamble that Washington was sort of taking, and what could have happened where Jaden Daniels has had a setback and now has to be out again after his return?
So I assume that the first dislocation that happened was just purely ligamentous, meaning if you break a bone with a dislocation, it's a higher risk that it can happen again. If you just dislocate it and it's ligaments and they put it back into place, then you can brace it, and with a brace, it should remain technically in place, or you hope. But with enough force, even a brace can't stop that. And he probably either re-subluxed or re-dislocated, God forbid. And now you start worrying about those soft tissue structures not healing and having a chronically unstable elbow. I mean, I've seen guys that I've put their elbow back into place, we put a brace on, and it doesn't happen again, and the ligaments tighten up. But the more you do it, the more structures can be injured, and obviously that's their guy long term. And so I think they're probably erring on the side of caution now. And I don't think he's having surgery, so I don't think he broke anything again. At least it didn't look that way in the reports.
Kevin, we talk about we normal people, right, that don't have pain tolerance and play for millions of dollars professionally. When do you, as a doctor, I think I've told you a story before. I got a buddy of mine that's my age, was playing a lot of tennis and tore his ACL, and he was just about 10 years ago, so he's mid-50s. And the doctor said, I'm not going to fix that. You're 55 years old. You're not playing wide receiver in the NFL. When do you, as a doctor, take us through that process? Does that make sense? Does the question make sense?
Absolutely.
I mean, for a normal person, not one of those guys, one of us.
I mean, to me, and this is the honest truth, the age is a number, right? I mean, I had a gentleman older than that walked into my office, true story, with an ACL tear and said, I went in, how you doing, Dr. Kevin Kaplan, good to meet you. And before I can even get finished, he said, let me tell you what happened on my first doctor visit. I saw another doctor, and he told me right away that I don't need an ACL reconstruction.
Oh, wow.
I said, okay, well, what do you do? He rock climbs, skydives. Okay. I mean, he is extremely active, and his knee was giving out. So you have to take what the patient does, their activity level, and that's extremely important. Because if you have someone that's not, really active and maybe just slipped, and you can certainly rehab that. But if someone's extremely active in pickleball and playing sports and doing things where they can pivot their knee, then to me, age is a number, and you're treating the activity level, not so much, how old is that person.
So that's a great answer. So you could go to work and go for a walk with your wife without repairing your ACL.
That's right.
But you can't do what that guy was doing.
That's exactly right.
Great point.
But the Achilles would have to always be repaired.
Not always.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are, now if you're a professional athlete or playing sports or doing those things, the same activity levels, there are some reports in the literature that you could put someone in a cast and in a plantar flex position, meaning your foot is down, and allow the Achilles to kind of scar together and then slowly bring them into dorsiflexion, bring their foot up. Now, it won't be as robust as if you repair it, and you probably would lose a little bit of push-off strength, but you could technically treat it conservatively. But most people these days, with the techniques that we have, if you rupture your Achilles and you're an active person, you're going to get fixed.
I've told you this story before. Our mutual friend Dale Whitaker, when I hurt my shoulder 100 years ago, he looked at it and he said, listen, for all you got going on, I'm probably not going to fix your shoulder now. You do rehab, blah 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 blah. And then he told me about 5 years later, he said, if I'd have known how much it was going to cost to put my kids through college, I'd have done the surgery.
Different story.
Yeah, it's totally a different story. Final thing, the Jags are healthy, aren't they? I know you can't go through specifics, but you, Ferg, the strength team, those guys, coaches knowing when to push, when not. That's been a real, knock on wood when I say this, But 13 games in, it's been a real success story from a health standpoint. It feels like, hasn't it? I mean, when Travis is gone for the year, you're always going to have that. But for the most part, it's been good, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think we've done a great job. I think the plan is in place. I think the coaches are doing a fantastic job taking care of the players, and then the athletic trainers and the strength and conditioning staff. We're in a good spot, and you like to be that. You don't in this spot. You don't want to have a huge IR list and a small injury report. I'd rather have a big injury report and be able to manage those injuries and get them back at the appropriate time. I think that's the way we've been doing it.
All right, we're going to win the rest of the games.
Boy, I hope so.
We winning out.
I certainly that would be amazing.
That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
I can't. Yeah. I can't wait.
Kevin Kaplan, the Jaguars team doctor, and again, orthopedic specialist of Jacksonville. Cap, thanks, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Back to wrap the program after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
College football, one of the greatest rivalries in the sport. Army-Navy. It'll take place in Baltimore on Saturday. The winner captures the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. The midshipmen 9-2 this season. They're a 6.5-point favorite over the Black Knights. Navy minus 225. Army plus 184. Over under 38.5. Also this weekend, the LA Bowl at SoFi Stadium. Washington against Boise State. Huskies a 9.5-point favorite minus 360. While the Broncos are plus 280. Over under in that contest 52.5. Ohio State, the betting favorite to win the national championship at plus 220. Indiana is plus 290.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010 XL.
Family's here. Ready for a perfect holiday?
Honey, the toilet's overflowing.
What? Now? With everyone here?
The sink's backed up, too. Cool! It's like a water park in here.
Great! Best holiday ever.
Don't panic. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. They'll fix it before we're swimming in mashed potatoes.
Got a holiday plumbing disaster? Call Duck Duck Rooter, your local plumbing pros. DuckDuckRooter.com.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
Make this Christmas unforgettable with Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert, presenting the Ghosts of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more. A fusion of rock and classical with a heartwarming Christmas tale. December 11th, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert.
Here's hoping for a Raise the Roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
The Cardiac Cats wanted to end the half on a strong note and would showcase a barrage of moves the opposition couldn't handle. Trevor Lawrence would lead the squad on a 12-play, 55-yard drive, capped off by a Tim Patrick touchdown, making the score 28-10 with 7 seconds left in the second quarter. The 1-minute drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Attention small business owners. Did you know you can get 100% tax deduction on a brand new Cadillac?
That's right. Choose your new Cadillac and qualify for a 2025 tax deduction of up to 100% of the purchase price.
There's never been a better time to own a Cadillac and drive your business forward in style.
Visit Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville today for incredible deals and expert advice.
Don't miss your chance. Experience the luxury you deserve and the savings you need.
Plus tax tag title, $9.99 admin fee and resistol on approved credit.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
With the holidays right around the corner and it's time to get ready for family and friends, what better way to do it than with Zero Res? Carpets, air ducts, hardwood, LVP, tile and grout, upholstery, rugs, and stone. Zero Res, they can handle it all. Call right now, 287-5727, or visit ZeroResJacksonville.com. Tell them you want the 1010XL special and get 20% off all hard surface cleaning, tile and grout, hardwood, and LVP. Spots are filling up fast, so don't wait. Happy holidays from all of us at Zero Res.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Back to Acoyle & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it, too.
You know what I did today? I emptied JJ's pouch. There's nothing left, is there? Yeah, there's nothing left in the pouch.
I actually have one thing
You got one more
left.
left? You want to do it again today?
I do.
Let's do it again today. If you got something left, it's Christmassy time. So, yeah, then go back into the pouch.
Yes, Saturday, listen, college football's over, folks, but football never ends. Because I have a family 4-pack of tickets to see Sporting Jacks versus Fort Lauderdale Football Club this Saturday, December 13th. So it'll be car number 4 right now at 641-1010.
No, look at that. We gave away stuff today.
That's fantastic.
It's just about helping.
Lots.
You know what it's about? It's about the peeps. Hayes, that's what it's about. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about the peeps.
That's right.
We help the peeps. So
want them happy.
So, all right, we're getting closer and closer to the Jets game. I think the Jags are going to win that game. Boy, 12.5 points in an NFL line. That's a big line.
It's big.
And if Brady Cook plays, a rookie plays,
it may go up to 14.5 if that
What's the biggest line?
The Jags were like a 27.5 point underdog the year. I think it was my first year on the beat. They went to Denver.
Were they really that big?
That is insane.
And it was Peyton Manning's like Denver. They covered. The Jags covered the game. Postlesny had a pick 6 in the game early. So Denver ended up winning comfortably, but they didn't cover. I want to say maybe they won by like 24. But that's the biggest that I've ever seen.
Dang, I hope they covered if they were a 27.5 point dog. Yeah.
Yeah. The Jags covered.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a big old number.
It was wild.
All right, Rick Ballou is on location. Let's say hello.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Rick Ballou's at Twin Peaks. What's up, Rick?
It's a big night here. No place I'd rather be. Right off the corner of Atlantic and Kernan. We're here for the next 2 hours. We got phenomenal ice-cold brew specials. We got $10 Philly cheesesteaks. And we got the red-hot Jaguars who have won 4 in a row, 5 of 6. So we're going to be pumping up the volume here at Twin Peaks. And we invite all of the listeners who are nearby to come on over and say hello. I'm here with Max Fink. He's a big draw in himself.
No question.
And so we're ready for it. We're ready to go, Frank. Times are good here in Duval.
Sharon Moore fired today. Any truth to the fact that Mike Norvell's on the short list for Michigan?
Man, I would love it. As a matter of fact, I know some sneaky people. If we could maybe come up with a way to create some cause out in God's country, that would be actually kind of cool in itself. But, yeah, we'll touch upon that. No doubt about it. I mean, it rolled in as a surprise, but, you know, after you read the story, obviously this investigation has been going on.
No question. All right, Rick is at Twin Peaks. Have fun, Rick. Thanks, buddy. We appreciate it.
All right, take care, buddy.
Rick Ballou said, Rick goes, if we can create some cause. That's awesome. Folks, that's our program. Don't go anywhere. Rick is at Twin Peaks. Over there on Atlantic Boulevard, go have a big time. Say hello to my buddy Rick Ballou. We'll be back tomorrow. Remember now, 2 to 4 tomorrow. Greg McGarity will join us. Our show is 2 to 4 every Thursday.